What's going on YouTube? So, we got a crazy cop video as usual, because I love reacting to these things to get educated and also sometimes get unintentionally pissed off. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, let's go ahead and get right into this one. The title of this one's called Crazy Cop Loses It During McDonald's Encounter. Then, ... That's what the title is. Well, anyways, make sure that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into the video. Let's go.
Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where two officers harassed an innocent man who was with his family getting McDonald's, demanding ID, pulling him out of his vehicle, and even placing him in handcuffs for no crime. On November 6, 2023, a man named George Melendez was in his vehicle with his family as he entered a McDonald's drive-thru in Royce City, Texas. The family had just lined up at the roadway when two police officers suddenly walked up to Mr. Melendez's vehicle. They immediately told him that someone else who was also in line had called 911 to report him, claiming that he cut them off while entering the drive-thru. Mr. Melendez was quick to dispel their claims and...
How fat and unhappy do you have to be to call the cops on someone because they cut you off in a McDonald's? That's something that you handle your damn self, if anything, bro. If that happened to me, if I was that hungry and that pissed off, I'd say a couple of choice words and keep it pushing, because guess what? They're not going to deny you fucking service of the food that you want just because somebody cut you off. Like that.
refused to comply with their illegal orders right off the bat. This entire ordeal was captured on the passenger's mobile phone. Let's watch it.
Tell me what happened.
No, you need to talk to him. I don't got nothing to say.
Well, that's our job. So
I understand your job.
Okay.
Again, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Talk to him. He's the one that called you, not me.
So you don't want to tell us what happened?
I'm not going
to. I don't want story.
I don't have a story to tell. I don't tell stories.
Okay.
So
said that you cut him off.
I did not cut nobody off.
Okay.
Again, ask him. We're in the drive-thru at McDonald's. It's not that goddamn serious. So
exactly, bro. And then so y'all go ask him. And the story either gonna make sense or it doesn't. Either way, there's no real crime here that has been done. Y'all wasting y'all time, bro.
That's what I'm telling you.
I can
And if he wants to make a big deal out of nothing, that's on him. I'm not frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. That's why I'm driving away. I didn't.
Okay. Do you have your license on you?
Yeah, but you don't need it.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
We absolutely do, sir.
No, ma'am.
Look at this coward back here too. But you need it.
You got it messed up.
You are involved in
Nope.
investigation.
I'll go investigate. No, you don't. I didn't do nothing. I didn't commit a crime.
Absolutely.
Negative.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a negative, man. You're not going to get it.
Please don't interfere with the investigation because they're going to have to put you in jail.
Jake me to jail then.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
No te bajes. No te bajes.
You're violating my rights.
No te bajes.
Hey,
No te bajes.
there is no investigation.
From the get-go, it becomes very obvious that these two police officers are either severely uneducated.
Like I said, bro, after watching all these cop videos, bro, I feel like they just be handing out badges, bro. I say this a lot now, bro, because it don't make any sense other than that. Like, that's literally what they do, bro. They make a post on Facebook
about the very law they're supposed to enforce, or simply on a power-tripping mission to abuse their authority. The fact that both officers claim that Mr. Melendez was obligated to provide them with his driver's license is ridiculous. We've seen tons of encounters on this channel where officers just keep demanding ID, as if it's a formality that needs to be checked off every single time. In this case, the officers claim that there was an alleged investigation going on, and that was why they needed to identify Mr. Melendez. Also, though not explicitly stated just yet, Mr. Melendez was now detained since he was obviously not free to leave. Note that there are several limitations that police officers must take into account before they decide to detain someone. They require reasonable suspicion, which essentially means that they need a concrete set of facts that, when analyzed logically, can lead to the conclusion that you're either engaged or about to engage in illegal activity. In this case, though, there were absolutely no facts that would tie Mr. Melendez with any crime whatsoever, officially making this an illegal detainment. Despite all this, the male officer essentially exposed their objective by threatening Mr. Melendez with arrest if he refused to comply. Watch what happens following this.
No te bajes.
Listen.
No te bajes.
Listen. I'll go to jail because you're going to violate my rights. Yeah, you are. My First and my Fourth Amendment rights.
Hold on. hold
You
on,
understand?
Listen.
Because he's trying to
You're
take me to
getting
jail
upset.
over not
No,
identifying
listen.
myself.
Yes,
Are you,
because
is
you're
your
an
body cam's on?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't see the red light on yours. Is it on?
Yes, sir, it's on.
So
Okay.
listen.
Make sure you got it, because I will sue the out of you.
Let me explain something.
I will sue the out of you
Are
guys.
you
There is
gonna
no
let me
crime
explain?
committed.
Are you gonna let me
There is
explain?
no crime
Are you gonna
committed.
let me explain?
No, because there's no crime
Okay,
committed.
well, give us
You
your
understand?
ID.
I don't need to give you my ID. I didn't do
100%.
nothing. There's no
Okay,
crime
go ahead, sit
committed.
down.
Yep, no problem, George. No problem.
Really?
Yep.
Are you
Sue him.
serious?
Just don't stop recording. We're
We
gonna
get
sue
the
him.
reason for why he's
We're
being.
gonna sue him. We're gonna sue him.
Arrested.
I need your supervisor.
Interfering with what
I need your
investigation?
supervisor. I need your supervisor. Don't stop recording.
No, we do.
Hey, it's gonna be tight.
I can't.
Okay.
Can you go double up? Get your supervisor right here. Don't stop recording. Yes, ma'am. You violated my rights. I'm gonna sue the shit out of both of you. What's your name and badge? No, sir. There's no crime committed.
We just need to
So is
identify
that
you.
a misdemeanor or a felony?
is
Is that a misdemeanor or a
if you
felony?
would just
And it's neither, bro. And they can't even answer. That's why we just need you.
Is that a
interfere with the
misdemeanor or a felony?
investigation.
I don't care.
Listen,
There's no
listen,
investigation.
listen,
Your
listen.
investigation starts there.
Right.
I'm gonna sue you. What's your name and badge number for the record?
Hey, it's Officer Carmen 77.
Yours?
Officer Bailey.
Thank you.
Are you
Because
willing
I'm
to
gonna.
listen to us now?
No, I'm not. I
Okay.
want your supervisor. I don't want to say a damn word to you guys.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sue the shit out of the city of Roy City.
Okay.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Actually, hold on, wait. Let me catch you now. Okay. Want to mix up there?
And then it's
See, this is a prime example. This is a good example right here. Like, if I got in this situation, in any of these situations where I've seen where the cops are wrong, this is how I would act. This is how I would act. I'd be laughing and shit like that too. But like, either I'd just be straight up like this. I'd be like, "Yep, go ahead, y'all fucking up, not me."
and I don't condense. I don't search and seizures. Okay, so remember that for the record.
Okay.
I'm suing the shit out of you guys. I've been waiting for this. I don't answer questions.
Cause I've been waiting for this.
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions.
Okay.
What part of that do you not understand?
Okay. Well, you're not.
I'm gonna sue the you guys. I've been waiting for this. I watch all these First Amendment videos, and this is what I've been waiting for. I got you, motherfucker.
All you had to do is
I don't gotta do. Go investigate. You don't need my license for what?
identify you as
You
being
don't need to
involved
identify
in
me
that.
for shit. I didn't do nothing. That's not a crime.
We don't know that, sir.
No, there's no crime.
Okay, well, we're
There's no.
trying
What's
He just said we don't like what? Go back. Hold on.
nothing. That's not a crime.
we don't know that, sir.
No,
How you don't know if that's a crime or not? You. Oh my god.
there's no crime.
Okay, well, we're
There's no.
trying
What's
to
the crime? What is a crime? What did they call in for?
disturbance.
Disturbance. So what kind of
Disturbance of
disturbance?
his peace, that's it. He's
Well,
just
what?
bugging.
A what? It's verbal? I mean, is that? That's not physical.
That's what we're
There's no crime. I'm trying to.
So you're being overly aggressive. And we're just
No,
trying to
because you
explain
guys,
the
you guys
situation.
don't need my ID. What part of that don't you understand? God damn, you guys are stupider than I thought. I want your goddamn supervisor. You guys are stupid. That man trying to argue with his daughter in his car, and I told him, shut the f*** up. That's his daughter.
That's crazy. Why is he still sitting over there all free when he's the one that caused the disturbance?
That's what I'm trying to get you set the story. Okay, listen, I'm gonna explain it. Will you let me explain it to you without you? Huh? I'm not cop explaining it. I'm explaining it to you. No, I'm not. So whenever there's a call, listen, just listen.
She's caught first.
Eso gotta be some fucking bullshit.
But why?
Y este también, ¿por qué se ponga fastidioso? Ay, no. Yeah, relax.
It is the way the law is. Okay, so are you gonna let me explain it to you now, or are you gonna argue? At the end.
As seen in the footage, Mr. Melendez was not only pulled out of his vehicle, but also placed in handcuffs before being secured in the backseat of a patrol vehicle. These actions directly constitute a severe violation of his Fourth Amendment, which makes it clear that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. In this case, pulling him out of his personal vehicle and ordering him inside a patrol vehicle is considered an unlawful seizure. Now, another crucial point to note is that the officers constantly claim that Mr. Melendez was placed in handcuffs for interfering with an investigation. But the thing is, there was no. If anything, as stated by Mr. Melendez, an investigation should have started with the 911 caller, who was apparently just sitting nearby and watching all of this happen. Before we continue watching, we must take a moment to commend Mr. Melendez for educating himself on his rights and enforcing them against the officers who are actively trying to do the opposite. He enforced his Fifth Amendment, which guarantees that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against themselves. By doing so, Mr. Melendez exercised his autonomy in the face of potential self-incrimination when the female officer started to question him during the pat-down.
Okay, so listen, the way it works is Figuring out the disturbances.
He caused the disturbance.
So my whole thing is y'all want him to listen to y'all, but you don't want to listen to him.
That's why we're trying to investigate to figure out. Exactly. And nothing needs to happen. And nothing needs to happen. Absolutely not. I'm done listening. No, I'm done.
That's where your investigation started.
And it did start there.
She's done listening, but bro, where's this at? Rose City? Yeah, I'm never going there.
Hang tight.
Listen, we don't want to take him to jail. We just need him to identify himself. That's it. So whenever we have an investigation,
You don't need him. Where did he just spawn from? What the fuck?
all we do is we gather both parties' IDs, and it's for our notes, okay? It's for our case notes. That's all we do. That's all we wanted was his information. And then whenever you don't give us your ID,
That's not a problem.
right now he's impeding our investigation. We're unable. So you have to identify yourself. That's a law, okay? So that's what I'm trying to explain to him. We just need his ID to identify him. We don't want to have to take him to jail. It's the last thing we want to do.
That's not what we wanted.
Shut up.
That's it. Is there a way you could talk to him? We don't want to have to take him to jail if we don't have to take him to jail. No? Do y'all want to tell me what happened?
It started with him.
It's not a crime. That's the thing. Is it like you guys arguing? It started
with that man.
Okay. Okay. Exactly.
He's
I
the
understand.
one.
And
Okay then, so go fucking interrogate him. What are y'all doing?
I understand. So all we were gonna come do is come and diffuse
Well, I mean,
the situation.
You need to talk to him.
Exactly. And we had an officer over there talking to him.
Well, I can't tell you nothing else.
We're
He
just trying to
started.
figure out what happened. That's all we're doing is identifying.
Well, he's gonna tell you what happened because he's the one that caused everything.
Okay, so you guys don't, your failure to ID because you want us to talk to him, but he's already been talked to.
I mean, he's
That's
the
what I don't
one.
understand.
That's who you need to talk to.
Okay, but he's already been talked to.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
We're trying to get your side of the story. That's what.
We don't really have a side to tell if he's the one that made the call. He said everything, so whatever he
Okay,
said
so he
happened,
made the
happened.
call. So you tell me why he would have made that call.
That's his issue. Do you see him? He's doing about 3 or 4 turns while we're just standing in line. That's his issue. So go ahead and get his side of the story.
Yeah,
That's
he's the
really
one
what
that got
happened.
all
And you don't want a side of the
aggressive,
story.
We
and
don't need a side of the story because
Okay.
we didn't do anything.
Okay.
All right.
he's the one that's. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Damn, did it close? Shit.
We just witnessed the female officer completely expose herself without even realizing it.
Exactly.
First and foremost, she claimed that they did not want to take Mr. Melendez to jail, and all he needed to do was ID himself. She even went on to imply that they will let him go right away if he goes on to ID himself, even at this point. But the thing is, if the officers really didn't want to take him to jail, the male officer wouldn't have threatened him with it, and the female officer wouldn't have pulled him out of his vehicle. Moreover, as it sounds, the female officer confidently said that under Texas law, Mr. Melendez must ID himself regardless of the situation. This was a complete lie. The police can generally ask you for your ID when they have reasonable suspicion that you have committed a crime. Unfortunately, due to the many Texas judges who have sold out the public at every opportunity, reasonable suspicion is essentially a meaningless standard. Lastly, to seal the deal, the
They didn't even give him a reasonable suspension. That was suspicious.
female officer, in her own words, said that there was no crime. Let's watch that back real quick.
Do y'all want to tell me what happened?
It started with him.
It's not a crime. That's the thing. Is it like you guys arguing?
It started with that man.
Okay.
So, according to her, there was no crime.
Just exposed herself.
But she still pulled Mr. Melendez out and put him in handcuffs. Anyway, at this point, several more officers responded to the scene and all of them collectively engaged in a long discussion away from the family. One could assume that they were trying to figure out what to do with Mr. Melendez because he was obviously not guilty of any crime.
Don't say nothing.
That's crazy. Why is he in the truck with
I know.
Crazy
He's the
motherfucker.
one that caused everything. He's the one that's being all crazy. Pon el teléfono. Don't worry about it. Just ponle ahí lo que están haciendo.
That cop looked like he knows that they fucked up.
Este güey también.
Calmado.
Don't stop recording.
Ajá, calmado. Calmado, yes. Tenemos.
Incident number, and I need everybody's names here.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So, why am I in handcuffs? Over here, please, for the record. Why am I in handcuffs?
You're being detained for investigation.
Okay, but you don't detain people in handcuffs.
So,
Okay? Because Karen over there called you guys. I heard him see if he's got warrants. I avoided him, okay? This is not the answer. And then this guy right here, Mr. Bailey, demanding my ID for no crime. Investigation starts there. He would have told you the story. That there was no crime committed.
Why is he leaving?
Right?
He's so
Why is he
aggressive.
in handcuffs? No, you don't. Not physically. Not physically. Not.
I hate when cops think just because they're cops that other people don't know the law. I hate that shit. Like, just because they're citizens and they're not wearing a badge and all the other bullshit that they got on, that they don't know their laws.
Like this. You want me to put you in handcuffs for what you did to me? You violated my rights. It's not arguing. Shut the f and get in your car. You're dismissed. Get me out of these handcuffs. Sir, get me out of these handcuffs, please.
Okay.
This is not right. Okay. I did nothing wrong. It was an argument, that's it.
Why did he leave?
what's your first name?
You don't need
What
to know
would
that.
you like to get called?
Good citizen.
Okay, good citizen.
Yes, sir.
So, here's the deal.
There's no deal. Just explain to me, please. Get me out of these handcuffs. Okay. I don't want to be in handcuffs.
We're not
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
handcuffs. You're not gonna get crazy with me. Or
I'm not getting crazy, sir.
Hello.
I don't get crazy. I don't get crazy. I don't get crazy. This is crazy. What you guys did to me. Look at in front of the whole world, in front of my family. You want me to do that to you guys?
Hold on, sir. Just relax.
Fucking stupid, man. Stupid, non-professional people, man.
Yeah.
And I need an incident number, please, and everybody's name that was involved, even that man, because I'm suing his ass too for calling you guys. Look at that. Look at that. You guys recording that? Mm-hmm. Animals. I'm gonna put you in torture cuffs. I need an incident number, please. Stupid ass motherfucker. You're welcome. And you're leaving before I leave. I'll sit there all fucking day. You gotta dismiss. Yeah. Get better at your jobs.
You're good. You can get out of here.
If somebody doesn't give you ID, doesn't mean you put them in handcuffs.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you go yourself.
You need anything from me?
No, sir. I thank you for being professional. Teach these stupid asses something.
All right.
And it's no disrespect to you. But when they come, they got to do an investigation because look what they did. Look what they did to me.
As expected, the officers on the scene had absolutely no other choice
I like this guy right here. I like this guy.
but to shamelessly backpedal and release Mr. Melendez from the unlawful detainment. As we've seen, he was very upset and angry at what just happened and what the officers just did to him. His response was undoubtedly intense, but nevertheless justified and rightful. The officers' actions constitute a serious crime, especially if someone without a uniform had done the exact thing, restraining someone for no reason. According to Texas Penal Code Section 20.02, under unlawful restraint, it's made clear that a person commits an offense if he intentionally or knowingly restrains another person.
So,
But they don't need to do that, sir. You understand? So I'm just letting you know right now, for the record, I'm suing the shit out of you guys for what they did to me. I'm suing the city. I'm getting here. I've been watching all these videos of this kind of stuff here, and it was just videos. Now I've been involved in it. This changes the narrative for me personally. All right? Because I know my rights. She just violated my Fourth Amendment right. Okay? Whether you believe it or not.
what?
You have to follow the law. That was feelings enforcement there, not law enforcement.
Okay.
You understand me? It's no disrespect to you or nobody else, but that's feelings enforcement. Because I don't give you my ID. I don't have to give you my ID. I didn't commit no crime. That's why I asked her, is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Go and investigate with him and then determine what happened, just like you just did, right? If they would have done that, we wouldn't be in this situation. So you guys just opened this kind of worms for the city of Roy City. Because you're going to put money in my pocket. I didn't want to do this, but you guys did this over a stupid ass drive-through at McDonald's. But I don't want to waste your time, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, sir. I got what I need right here. Actually, I need their numbers. I mean, their names and their badge numbers. Please.
You mind if I write on
No,
your
sir.
car?
Go ahead.
This is an appropriate time to emphasize the importance of staying well educated and informed on the law, especially in terms of the specific state you're staying in, because statutes significantly vary from state to state. If Mr. Melendez had not watched all the First Amendment videos he's talking about, this encounter might as well have taken a different turn, potentially leaving Mr. Melendez with his Fourth Amendment rights being violated, or worse, actually being taken to jail for nothing.
Code, change on failed ID. We did just have a legislative update. The law did change on failed ID. They moved it from traffic code, and it said in traffic code, on a traffic stop, you have to present your driver's license upon request of a magistrate, judge, myself, an officer, a traffic stop. Then it moved over to the penal code, to failed ID, where it says if they're a driver of the motor vehicle. So, realistically, I think the verbiage is a little off from the legislative update. I know the female officer, she just came over from Oklahoma. She has not had the legislative update in Texas yet. So the verbiage is off where it says if it's upon request and they're a driver of a motor vehicle. Realistically, what I believe that applies to is a traffic stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that now, but that's what I told them realistically, and then it is a ticket. Technically, can you be arrested for a Class C?
For a traffic stop.
For a Class C misdemeanor, you can. It doesn't say traffic stop anymore. I'm sure that's what the legislators are trying to get at, but the problem is they don't do this job, so they sometimes miss verbiage, and so that happened.
Right.
So I discussed with them when you have to ID. Now, if you were lawfully under arrest, or if you are alleged to have committed an offense, not just being involved in disturbance, but say he said he punched me in the face. Well, then you would be this suspect in an alleged offense. Then you would have to identify yourself per failed ID statute, which I believe is 3802.
But you investigated already. See the difference?
So,
right?
Yes, and now granted, typically what we do is try to speak with both parties at the same time. You are 100% right on it is not a crime to not identify yourself if you are just being detained. If you are lawfully under arrest, then you do, then it's Class C. If you lie, it's Class B, and if you lie and you're wanted for any warrant, then it is a Class A.
The change in legislation that the officer here is referring to dates back to September 1st, 2023, which indeed made it a misdemeanor when failing to identify oneself to a police officer after being pulled over. And as mentioned by the officer once again, this essentially applies to a traffic stop, meaning the officers were undoubtedly in the wrong for demanding ID in this case.
All right, I got a long trip ahead of me, sir.
I got you. I'm going to talk with all of them back at the PD and discuss everything that happened here.
Yeah, you need to, because they're going to keep the city in trouble here.
I will.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good day. Yeah, to my property in DeKalb. We just stopped to get coffee, and if I got my bow, if I get a chance. Yeah, appreciate it.
Ultimately, Mr. Melendez went on about his trip with his family, which was unfortunately disrupted by two uninformed, power-tripping police officers. As of the date of this recording, Mr. Melendez has not posted an update on whether he filed a complaint or not, and if he plans to pursue a
I don't really think that they were power tripping. I think that was just negligence of knowing the law and not knowing what they were doing, perhaps. I think they need to redo the training 100%.
lawsuit. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous.
Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this right. If you watched it all the way through, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe too as well. There we're going. Peace.